today I'm going to show you how to create this look over here. This is excellent for this coming holiday Thanksgiving. This look was requested from my friend Tamika, so hello Tamika and shout outs to her. If you have any questions, like always, just comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And that's it, so stay tuned if you like. Okay, so I already did my eyebrows. I'm gonna continue my application with the Professional Primer by Benefit. This primer is actually gonna smooth any texture on my skin, as well as, well, it's primarily a primer, but this one is actually gonna help smooth a lot of the texture in the skin. And I'm gonna use a brush to apply it. However, you can use your hands to do so. Okay. After I prime my face, now I'm gonna use this eyeshadow primer. This one is by Urban Decay. This is the anti-aging formulation. This is great if you tend to have drier eyelids. Okay, we're going to extend the application around the entire eyelid area, and of course right underneath the brow bone, basically all over. I can't emphasize enough how important it is to actually prime your eyes. The eyeshadow creases so much when you don't have it. And another thing is, like, you want to spend the time making sure it's even, and then you're distributing the product evenly all over. You can also extend some of the application or whatever is left on your fingers right underneath the eyes, just because more than likely you will end up using eyeshadow underneath there as well. After I prime my eyelids, I'm gonna go ahead and use a matte shadow. This one is actually from the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, this one over here. And with a all over eyeshadow brush, I'm gonna blend that all over the entire eyelid area. This is going to help me blend the rest of the eyeshadows that I'm going to apply later. To start out this process over here, I actually started with the bottom, and then I decided to do the upper part. I done cut crease in the past, and the reason why I did it this way this time is that when I did the upper part first, I noticed that between the two eyes, the gaps weren't as similar. So I'm hoping that trying it this way is actually going to help me out and make it look even better. So I'm going to start with this eyeliner. I used it on my last video. It's from Tarte. Can't still pronounce the name. It's Tarte-Tareteis. And I'm going to use actually the Bobbi Brown ultra fine eyeliner. This actually they recommend with their eyeliner, the one on the pot. That one is really good. I just like my Tarte better because I feel the fact that it's in a tube, it keeps the product from drying and prevents it. So what you're gonna do with that is use one side, and you're almost gonna aim to do a diagonal line, extended line from the outer corner of your eye towards the tail of your brow. That's what we're trying to do, and actually at the same time try to make it look even with the other side. And you can, before you actually do it with the eyeliner, if you're practicing, you can also use a brow pencil or something that you can easily remove just to create an outline and then go over with the actual eyeliner. Okay, so once you create the line, what you want to do is actually from the tip this upper tip, you're gonna drag the line down. Just like that. Okay, so you go up and then from that top, then drag down like that. Now that I have the shape that I want, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in. I want you guys to see it. Now, how thick you want it to look, it's up to you. Because my eyes are actually not that big, I'm trying to make my eyes look bigger. That's why I'm staying only in the outer corners of my eye. And I'm creating almost a U shape, like an on-side U, because that's where I'm going to apply this color over here. Okay, now to open up my eyes from the same palette, I'm gonna use, where's the, hold on. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna use this color over here, Skulls. That one I can actually pronounce. And it's almost like it's a pearly color. I'm gonna use that and apply it in the inner corners of my eyes just to open up my eyes a little bit. I'm gonna blend that. Okay, that's it for the bottom part. Now I'm gonna finish this area with eyeliner. I'm going to use the Tarte-Tareteis again and the Bobbi Brown brush, multitasking. Okay, so I'm going to go now with, back to the palette, I'm going to go back with this black metal shadow, it's called. And this brush, it's a flat brush. It's actually a concealer brush. Apply that on the bottom. Okay, using this, I'm gonna clean my Bobbi Brown brush because I'm gonna use it now to clean this upper area to start doing this over here. So the rest of my eye pretty much. That brush cleaner is actually excellent, not just because it removes everything from your brush, but it actually, it doesn't have alcohol, so it doesn't dry your brushes, the bristles, and that's a biggie. Because brushes are not cheap, so you want to make sure you're using the right products to make them last. Where's the black smudge right here? Okay. Now for this area, before, if you don't feel comfortable to start right away creating this, you can just literally use, like I said before, you could use a brow pencil. This one by Urban Decay is excellent because this is very, very thin. I actually used it for my brows today. But if you want to outline first, you could use that. Okay, back to the Bobbi Brown brush. I'm gonna start out with a dark brown shadow. This one from the palette. And I'm gonna wipe one side, so the one that, and then just use the other one. And I'm starting right in the middle of my eyes, and I'm extending the application down. Now I'm going to transition from palette. I'm going to use another palette. Actually, this one is from Kat Von D as well, the Shade and Light. And I'm going to go ahead with a warmer tone. This one on the bottom is almost like a red. Now I'm just going to blend upwards. And I know I'm basically using the same brushes to do multiple things. And I think that's great because more than likely, if you're trying to do a complicated look like this, you don't need to complicate it even more. So having to think, have like 15 different brushes to create this. I mean, first of all, I don't find it necessary. And second, it's like you're gonna be so lost trying to find the brushes that it's just gonna take you more time, in my opinion. So, I mean, using what you have and being able to use it for multiple things, I think it's a beautiful thing. Okay, now to add darkness, I'm gonna use this black first and then this brown here. Now with the black, I'm gonna use the tip of the bristles of this brush because I want just the smallest amount. And you don't want it you don't want a thick line with this either. And now I'm going to go over with this brown. And I'm going to blend. Okay, good. Sorry. Being a weirdo there for a second. Now our magic eraser concealer. We're going to use that, and we're going to use it right on the bottom. And I clean the brush, so I'm going to use that same brush to blend. I'm actually using it for concealer. This is surprising. I already blended the concealer. I'm going to go with the Better Than Sex mascara. And I'm going to layer this a couple of times because I want to create a lot of volume. But I have to say though, for eyes like this, fake lashes, it's a requirement. But for those who are a little bit afraid of trying fake lashes, mascara, like 500 layers of mascara will do, depending how thick your lashes are. Okay, so the lashes that I am going to apply are these from Sephora collection. The sun, God. These are called Mink, M-I-N-K, false lashes. They're really dramatic. They're really pretty, actually. Okay, so those wondering about the application of these. Okay. So you got the lash, you can use tweezers to apply whatever it's easier. I prefer my hands to apply fake lashes. And I'm using this duo glue to apply these. This one does have latex in it, but they do sell one, it's actually color green, that doesn't have latex. If you can, if you're allergic to latex. This one dries out, the blue one dries out clear, and they have one also that dries out black. That one I actually prefer. But anyhow, I already apply a little bit, and what I'm doing is between like blowing and adding a little bit here, adding a little bit of air just to start drying the glue so that it sticks in this area faster. Just gonna go ahead. Okay, time for foundation. I'm going to use the Make Up Forever HD Ultra HD Foundation, the new formulation of 120. It goes wide to 45. I'm going to apply that on the back of my hand. I think 2 pumps should do the trick. And I'm going to use this very dense brush from Sephora collection. It's actually one of my favorite brushes, number 78. And I'm just going to use that at the tip of the bristles because you don't want it to absorb all the product. Now when applying this foundation, I have to say, there's a very specific way to do it. If you have a beauty blender, it's a little bit different, and if you have a flat brush, might be also different. But where you're using this, what you want to do is blend it almost in a figure-8 motion, and then press or pat if you want to build more coverage. Which is the case right now. Instead of adding more foundation to obtain further coverage, I'm gonna add just concealer in the areas that I need further coverage. And this is what I love about this concealer, because it blends and it offers that nice coverage without being so obvious. It's like a nude. Just go over with the same brush or whatever tool you prefer to use. But this is the Anastasia Contour Cream Palette. Good stuff. And I'm gonna start highlighting. I'm actually gonna use the yellow color up here. God, this light. There we go. This color over here. And with the same brush. I would honestly use the Beauty Blender, actually works better, but my dog thought it was a toy, so she ate it partially. She's okay though. Okay, for my big round face, what I'm doing is I'm extending downward here and then up. To elongate my face, I'm gonna highlight over here, the center, as well as my chin. Now, a lot of people, what they do first is they use a flat brush to like show you almost where you want to apply the product. That's fine, you could do that, but they blend it anyway, so I'm applying and blending at the same time. Oh, pretty. Now for contour, boom. Next step. I'm gonna use actually this one, which is, it has that, what I like about that color, it doesn't have a lot of warmth. And like I said before, this is great if you're trying to contour, because this will give you a way more natural finish than a like almost bronzy, very warm color. Now, for my cheeks and my face, this is gonna be different on everyone. I do know the hollows of my cheeks are right here. I'm just gonna move it higher up. I'm gonna apply that dark color on the temples. Boom, boom. The hairline. That's a lot. You don't want that much. God, thank God for blending. But this one is a little bit different because I want you to see where the application goes if you have a round face though. Just like I said, it's going to be different for everyone. The size of your nose. unless you're dressing up as a reindeer, you must blend this area very well. Okay, so I already blended the cream. The next step would be to set it, and I'm using the Bobbi Brown, it's called, hold on, Retouching Powder #1 in yellow, and you just need a little bit of that, and using a powder brush, it's fine. You're just gonna apply that. See, I have this innate ability of losing things I was explaining before, and that's what exactly just happened. I don't know where my mirror is. Improvising. Use another mirror. Anyway, so we're just gonna buff that. Now this is literally one of my favorite setting powders because it blurs imperfections in the skin. I'm not even joking. If you apply it how you're supposed to, it blurs pores and scars and stuff like that. Now, the reason why I'm doing this now is because it's gonna help me blend the powder contour that I'm gonna be using now. For that, I'm gonna I used this color before actually. Havana from Anastasia Beverly Hills, to add more definition to my contour. And I'm just going over the same areas where I apply the cream contour before. Highlight, I'm using the limited edition, I believe it's the limited edition Becca Jaclyn Hill Shimmering Skin Perfector highlighter, I think. I'm gonna show you. They're really nice. And the last video, I actually used the Champagne Pop to highlight. This time I have a little bit more options. This color that is exclusive to the palette, this would be the Champagne Pop. And then this one also that is called Blush Copper. And using the same angle brush that I use to finish and blend the contour, I'm going to move on to the highlight. So I'm going to use this color over here. And I'm going to go very light. I'm not going to use a lot of it because what happens with a lot of highlight, if you add a lot, it gives you almost that effect of like if you were like sweating because your face looks so shiny. That's not what I'm trying to accomplish here. I'm just trying to highlight and to just give it natural glow. Sorry, that was driving me insane. And now I'm going to go ahead and apply the darker one. And I'm using that as my blush. Now I'm not gonna add more blush again because my eyes, I want them to be the focus of attention for this look. So that being said, between the blush and that, I mean, that's sufficient. using the Stila. This was actually the limited edition holiday set. This one over here is the lightest color from that collection. It's a lip stain, so it's perfect if you hate to reapply your lip. Just to add a little bit of gloss, I'm using this Nars lip gloss. It's called Corsica, I believe. It's just a nice pink, just to add, like, it looks really dark on my hands, but when you put them, I mean, it's a gloss, so once you put it, it doesn't look as dark. And I'm using that right on top of the lip stain, just to moisturize my lips a little bit, because with lip stains, as the day goes by, it can be very rough. And that's it. That's how you get it concrete. Ready for Thanksgiving. Again, if you have any questions, just comment below. I will definitely get back to you as soon as possible. So thank you for watching.